first episode of Adventure Time Distant Land is here, and it's honestly really good. So let's explain the story. We open with BMO in a spaceship where he's thinking about potatoes and tomatoes until he notices some cracks in his ship, happening immediately. He tries to discover the source of the cracks as it takes his potatoes. So BMO goes outside to patch up the hole and keep her potato from flying away. When this green-eyed thing gets hit by a rock, wakes up, sees her, and waves at her. So the big guy just takes her ship and powers it and sends them in the opposite direction of where BMO was trying to go before. Next, we open to some kind of rabbit or something, seeing the great elves and the shell people at war, as you can see in this image. Also, yeah, the elves and shell people are at war because they both want the transmonger in the middle. The aliens and shell people later form a truce after they see BMO and that thing they want is destroyed. And they just want to destroy BMO now. But then she's rescued by that rabbit thing. After that, in the middle of this, the rabbit character just decides to call herself Wi-Fi for some reason. After BMO single-handedly saved everyone from this wind thing that was about to destroy everyone, she decides to make herself sheriff. That was that place she's stuck in. So Wi-Fi, BMO, and some beetles make it to a safety pod after another gravity outage that's so bad that it even causes a flood. Somehow. So they get on the train with this guy called Mr. M, who takes them to Hugo's lab or something. Hugo's about to dismember BMO, but didn't need him. But then Wi-Fi's mother appears, and she's upset that Wi-Fi has taken orders from BMO because she's BMO's deputy. And whole conversation, the whole argument, BMO leaves and abandons him. So Mr. M takes BMO to this forest place where BMO has to explore it. And sorry, but I'll finish. So after BMO gets chased into a hole by those worm-looking things, she falls into a giant pit with a bunch of crabs. Because it's BMO. Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting things. Then, after BMO tries to escape, this green goo emerges, and all of a sudden, the crabs start snapping their claws until their claws turn into wings. So one less crab that hasn't turned into one yet, BMO quickly jumps on and just pulls out the wing just to get away. Then the crab gets eaten by a dragon. Next, we open to the Y4 in the same place she was before, when she just goes into this door, which I assume is Mr. M's closet or something, finds her gravity boots, then finds some card and sticks it inside of Olive, because she has a USB port now. And they discover a map. And the map shows us that all the Hugo maps are networked. Also, BMO finds a ship. So BMO takes this crystal out of it, and then also all the wildlife there just dies. But then these wormish hand-looking things start chasing her. And then Y4 sees it on the map. Oh yeah, Wi-Fi's real name is Y4. It's pretty dumb. The map also shows them that all the failed pods are basically missing components. So Mr. M is basically killing the drift with every failed pod. We then see BMO running away from all these half dead, half undead creatures, maybe. And then she sees Mr. M in a closing door. So he tells him, BMO, to throw the crystal to him. So BMO does it and then tries to get Mr. M to catch him. And then the door just closes on BMO's arm. He gets pulled by the hand thing, and then BMO freaking explodes. Every piece of the element inside of him just falls apart. So when BMO's self-conscious, BMO sees a bunch of other BMOs in rainbow colors, and even though BMO's job is to save the drift, she's possibly dying, and they say now her job is to be dead. They just say that she can't come back, and she's just gonna die. But then BMO says the BMO always bounces back. And then one of the parts just lights up. We then see Y4 going to warn Hugo. So Y4 runs into her parents, and they're just upset that she's been gone. So she finds out. So she shows them the card, but they just think the BMO must know because they don't know nothing about BMO. They don't know anything. And then they take it. Mr. M comes and eats the flash drive. And then he shows that, and then Y4 shows that it's already backed up on Olive. And then his mom just turns off Olive and puts him in Mr. M's bag. And then Mr. M tells him about the whole Chris thing and how BMO died. And then the parents cheer. So Y4 just goes to Y5, because I'm just going to call it that from the rest of the video, goes to try to rescue BMO. So Y5 finds that whistle that sounds like a duck and somehow summons Ricky, one of the creatures BMO saved. So they fly to rescue BMO. Y5 tries to get BMO out by seeing his hand stuck in the door. He pulls it and literally pulls his arm off. But then he screams, turns around, and then sees all the parts of BMO all already taken apart. Because remember, he freaking exploded. And the Beatles are about to dismember them. And then she cries, and then they offer to sell it to her. Though instead of selling it to her, they try to find someone that can help. And the Beatles call someone named Seago. And Seago is basically a janky off-brand cousin to the robot that BMO is. Which is actually pretty interesting. So Seago explained how he knows Hugo, as he said he used to work, and basically mentions the last days of Earth. Hugo flew a rocket and landed on an alien planet. They told him the dangers of quote-unquote biohacking their alien style, but since Hugo gets his way, he got to be there anyway. And one of the people with Hugo just coughed, and all the aliens who lived there before Hugo and the people died. Then Hugo and them were saved by an orb, and that's when they landed on the planet that they're on right now. Where the drift was already bad, but Hugo just made everything worse. So Hugo got thrown in the trash, and then that orb that saved him got sent back into space and deteriorated, turned green, and now he's olive. So BMO finally turned on after Hugo fixes him, because the whole problem's happening because Hugo's plan is, well, no, not Hugo. Hugo's plan is almost finally finished. And Y5 thinks that she can't save the world because she's just a little kid. But BMO said the same thing when he died. And tells her that even when things look stupid, we still have to try. So Y4's parents finally see that what Hugo's doing and what they were helping him with is literally destroying everything. So they tried telling Hugo to stop. So Y5 just bursts in and tells them what's going on. And it turns out the whole time, BMO had the data too. The data that Mr. M ate, well, there's still some before, and BMO has it. And basically exposes him. And Hugo basically admits that the thing is only going to, help him and people who are with him, but everyone else will kind of just die. But he basically just blames everyone else for believing that the Unity pods would actually do anything, when in reality they're not really gonna save anyone. So Hugo's not sorry. He sticks a stick in something, and then a whole electric thing starts happening. Mr. M just flies away. Boom! BMO comes up with plans to just remove the plug from the pod to stop it before it fully powers up, so it doesn't destroy everything. And then Y5 parents realize that BMO was actually right, and he's not just a bunch of parts. So everyone helps destroy the Unity pod, and then they destroy it. Shoot it all the way into space, and then Mr. M falls off of it, and he'll most likely die. Fun, right? Everyone cheers at their win, including BMO. But then Y5's mom realized that they just launched all their research and stuff into space, because it was all in the Unity pods. They were stupid enough to believe it. Basically, everyone had to rebuild Hugo's old lab, except not with the stuff that can kill everybody, just so they can survive. Y5's parents asked if she could forgive them for all the wrong that they've been, and she decides she forgives them. Even though I don't think that was a good decision, it happens. So BMO and Ricky fly off into space. Back right where she was before. So we see Hugo on like a pod, which is different from the actual pod from before. And he's kind of just sitting there. But Olive is there because remember he was put in the bag. And kind of just comforts him since he saved him before from dying. Even though he shouldn't have. So BMO arrives back home in the land of Ooh. So BMO sees two younger characters who really resemble Finn and Jake. Fighting with a wooden sword and a stick. BMO wonders who they are. We also see them and the credits roll, while we actually get to see the BMO that went to space. So, yeah, and I think this first episode was a very good start to a new series. I'm sure the series probably won't last that long since it's just an extra season, but it's really good and I'm glad that it happened. So, I will show you the credits. Before that, I think I give this episode, well, technically the special, let's say 8.5 out of 10. Well, no, 7.9. 7.9 out of 10. 8 out of 10. Like an exact 8.0 out of 10. Now I'm going to show you the credits. Oh, but also it turns out Ricky's name is Twinkle Toes.
Good babies.